Yo, so we are back with another episode for you guys.
Good fucking morning.
This week we're going to be talking about melatonin. So if you struggle with sleep, if you struggle with getting sleep, if you struggle waking up during the night and stuff like that, then this is definitely the video to watch. Last week I've done a eating challenge and posted that, and that was my most viewed yet. So I appreciate every like, share, comment, whatever people have done. And if you haven't seen that, go check that out up there. But for now, let's get on to melatonin. Also, bear with my lisp because I've got a teeth whitener in, so it might sound like a dick.
Don't care.
So, as I've always preached, sleep is basically the number one thing that you need to have on point for gains. And everything is all about gains, of course. So, if you have the right eating, you have the right training, nutrition, everything, but your sleep is completely trashed, so you're only having like 4 or 5 hours sleep a night, or having poor sleep, for example, then you're not going to be recovering, because that's when most of the muscle growing is actually done, which most people already know is when you're actually asleep, because your body's at the purest level of recovery at that time because you're relaxed. And a lot of people in this day and age actually struggle with sleeping because of all of the light exposure, for example, but I'll get onto that in a moment. Or gaming at night, or maybe their job is they're working night shifts and stuff. So if you are one of these people, then melatonin can really help. So I use melatonin now because I used to struggle really bad with my sleep pattern. A lot of that was probably from having pre-workout too late at night. I'm not going to lie to you. When I was younger, probably like 18 through to 21, I had really bad sleep because I would just have pre-workout at any time of the day. I'd have it at like 8 at night, 9 at night sometimes, then just go to the gym and expect to sleep at like 11, when that wouldn't be the case. Melatonin is actually produced naturally by your body when it's time for you to go to sleep. So naturally, if we didn't have buildings and lights and everything else, what would happen is as the sun would go down and it would get darker, your body would start to produce this melatonin, basically telling your body that it's time to go to sleep. And as the sun would come up, all that melatonin would then obviously be dispelled and you'd be awake again because the sun's not come up.
Melatonin is a natural hormone produced from your pineal gland. It is the main hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle and your body's internal clock, known as your circadian rhythm. During the day, melatonin production is lowered, but once the sun goes down, production rises and that tired feeling starts to kick in.
Now, obviously, again, in this day and age, we're going to be faced with electronic screens, TV, phone, tablet, iPad, whatever, or even just your lights, or even a lamp beside you. All of that is going to basically inhibit the production of that melatonin. So if you like to wind down at night and, I don't know, watch TV, or you've got a bedside lamp on and your partner has, or whatever, then if you take 2 milligrams of melatonin, slow release, you can find it basically online almost anywhere. You just type it in, and that will basically allow your body to have that bit of melatonin to start telling your body to wind down, it's time to go to bed. Now, another good reason that you could be taking it for is if you work night shifts, for example, and obviously the sun's going to be coming up, you're going back to bed whilst you might be driving home and the sun's now coming up, and you're basically stopping your body from producing that melatonin, and you might have a really horrible sleep. So you can use that to basically counteract it. Another great thing that they are predominantly used for is if you've got jet lag. So I've used it for jet lag as well. So if I know that I'm going to a country where I'm going to be like 6 or 7 hours difference, and I need to be able to sleep, and I know I'm going to be wide awake because I've like slept through the flight maybe or something like that, and then I'll get there and I'll have like a melatonin at that night time. So then I'm back into the circadian rhythm, or how do you pronounce that word? That's basically what it does. It basically helps to reset that circadian rhythm. If I'm even saying that right. If I'm not saying that right, then someone just comment below. But for me, this is one of the least harsh sleep medications. It doesn't just put you to sleep. You're not going to be knocked out straight away. It's just going to help induce that sort of tiredness feeling, maybe like sore eyes you get when you start to get tired, and just help you fall into a better sleep pattern. Now, if your sleep pattern's horrendous and you want to use the melatonin, I'd probably suggest using it to get you into that good sleep rhythm. So maybe if you want to be asleep by 11 o'clock, you have it at like 9:30, 10, and then you wind down, you try and stay away from the screens, and then you start getting into that rhythm where you get into sleep, and then just start having it maybe every other day, and then coming off of it completely. So then your body is in that rhythm. So then you're getting up a better time and you're going to sleep earlier.
Obviously, that's the perfect scenario.
So only recently in the UK have the supplement companies not been allowed to use melatonin in their sleep supplements, which would have stuff like ashwagandha and stuff that lowers cortisol to sort of bring that stress hormone down, so then allow you to wind down and sleep. That would normally be in there. I went to the Arnold Expo last year, and a lot of the companies were now selling the rest of their products that had that melatonin in before it was going banned. So it's probably like been a year now since it's not been allowed to better than sleep supplements, but it works. It's brilliant supplement, and it's not something that you're going to have to then rely on. You don't have to rely on it, but honestly, if you're genuinely struggling with like sleeping and struggle with work pattern sleeping or traveling or whatever it is, you should get hold of some melatonin. It's not super expensive and it's definitely effective, and it's a natural thing that your body already produces. Again, it's not like a sedative. It's not going to put you straight to sleep. But yeah, more sleep, more gains.
Yeah, boy.
So check it out if you need to. I'll put up a link to my other video there and the rest of my videos down there. Until next time, let's make some gains. Boom.